In this video, we're going to talk about why you continuously feel overlooked and truly how to change that instantly. Before I jump in, today is the final day of my chosen masterclass sale. It is on sale for just $22 and the link is directly below. It's normally sold on my website for $222, but this is just a flash sale that I'm running because this is really some of the core material that I want people to get access to really learn how to create a self-concept where you are chosen, loved, prioritized, and all the things you want. So this is the course for you, and enjoy. Okay, why do you feel overlooked? Two things are going on that are really interconnected. The first thing is, and I'm going to go into deeply what this means and then what we can do about it to change it instantly. The first thing is, you're holding a self-concept or a belief about yourself that you're not going to be wanted. Sometimes how this self-concept is formed is you experience not being wanted, let's say in a romantic relationship, and because you're seeing it in the 3D, it's going to, and if it really impacts you, then it's going to further kind of prove to you that you're not wanted. And so that deepens the belief that you're not wanted or you're overlooked, and it creates the cycle. The original belief probably started when you were really young. We can talk about that in a second though. And the second thing that happens is often the fear response that we have when we feel overlooked or we feel unwanted is we chase after. So we go after a person when we feel like they're ignoring us or not choosing us or not wanting us, because it's so uncomfortable to sit with the experience of not being wanted. So these two things is what creates the identity of being overlooked or not being chosen. Now, we all know by now that when we're manifesting, what we're doing is creating a new identity. Your work is to create the identity of being chosen. But first, let's look at this old identity and what to do about it. So I mentioned that belief probably started in your early childhood. There could have been a pattern where maybe you just didn't feel noticed or fully seen by one or both of your parents. And so a belief was formed inside of you that says, I'm not really going to be seen. I'm not going to be chosen. I'm overlooked. Some version of that, okay? And we don't even really remember that happening necessarily. I heard a great quote one time that said, you don't actually remember what didn't happen to you, right? So in early childhood, a lot of people will say, well, I know I didn't have a bad early childhood, and I'm sure that's true. But if there was a certain type of treatment that you really wanted, and usually for us, it's like you want your parents' presence. You want them to be emotionally attuned to you. You want them to really see you and appreciate you for who you are. And if you didn't feel those things, then it could be you created this subconscious belief that you're going to be overlooked. Okay. And so then what happens is you become an adult and you just naturally start creating these experiences of being overlooked as an adult. Well, the reason that's happening is because you have a deeper belief. Okay. So the identity to start shifting out of is that identity of being overlooked. The identity to shift into is being chosen, being seen, being recognized, being loved, being cherished, being adored. So there are two main ways that I personally did this for myself, that I teach my students to do. And those two things that I really want you to focus on doing if you want to be noticed instantly is you need to start choosing yourself, which I talked about in my video yesterday. You could go check it out. I'll link it up here too. You need to start choosing yourself, and you need to start creating the imaginal experience of being chosen by other people even before it happens. Okay, this is what manifesting is all about. Creating that imaginal felt experience that what you want is already happening. So let's look at these two pieces that's going to create the new identity for you. So essentially, the first piece is all about self-love. It's learning to see how valuable you are and almost, we could say, reparenting yourself. Not fully, but the way I have experienced this step is almost like there's two me's, right? There's the me that feels overlooked, and there's kind of the adult fully embodied me that tells that one that feels overlooked, like, hey, you're worth it. You're beautiful. You're special. You're amazing. I'm going to take care of you. We're going to have the greatest life ever. It may not be for you that you envision like these two separate selves, and that's okay. If that's extra confusing for you, just like leave that. But essentially, you really want to be treating yourself like you are this very special, amazing person. And that means like saying loving things to yourself, telling yourself you're an amazing person, telling yourself you're beautiful. By doing that, you start creating a new subconscious belief, not only that you are an incredible person, but the second thing that happens is you start to feel the opposite of being overlooked, right? When you start paying attention to yourself through self-love, which I have lots of self-love courses down there, when you start paying attention to yourself via self-love, you start to feel seen in the exact way that you've always wanted. Okay, so self-love is very important to shifting relationship dynamics, because really people are going to start getting in line with treating you the way you treat yourself. Like that's kind of the most basic thing that's going to happen in a manifesting world is you're going to get the reflection back that you think about yourself. And the easiest way to do that is start thinking those things about yourself. Okay, number 2, the second thing you want to do is to create the imaginal experience that someone else wants you, that someone else is choosing you. You don't have to go big on the visuals here and like fully imagine that person. I think the easiest way to do it is to script out particular inner conversations that someone who's really noticing you, what would they be saying to you? I always tell the story of manifesting my husband, but when I was manifesting him, I was scripting out every single day a man saying to me, you're a goddess, you are gorgeous, I'm in love with you, I want to be with you, I want to have a family with you, I want to marry you, all of these things. And it may feel strange to script those things if it's like not real and you don't believe it yet. But that's the whole point. You're focusing your mind on a new kind of track of what could possibly happen to change your beliefs about that. And if you submerge yourself enough into techniques and exercises that really help you feel like you're going to be chosen, trust me, eventually you're going to be, because you're going to create the subconscious belief that you're going to be. Okay. So if you need help on exactly how to be chosen, definitely take advantage of my $22 Chosen Masterclass down there. And if you want to learn exactly how to be chosen, one of the top practices I would personally do right away, definitely watch this video next. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon.